Hey everyone, are you ready for Friday's open source live stream? We're going to review your projects today. I said I wasn't ready, but with the awesome help of Nick, I've managed to get ready really quickly, and so we can start a few minutes earlier. I think the countdown had like a couple of minutes left, if not even 3 minutes. But let's get started because I'm really excited to review your projects. And actually, I want all of you to review one of my projects. So let me share a link to that in the chat because I'm really keen. We won't do that first, but I'm keen to get your feedback. Like, what doesn't make sense on this project because it is a client project, and I'm keen to see what you all think. So when you get a moment, have a look at this project, and we just give me some feedback. Raise an issue. There is an issue open for this, actually. I'll tell a lie. Let me send you another link. Eddie, get it right. It's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday.
It's
Give me a
Friday.
chance. Exactly. And then while I'm finding the link, Nick's one of our mods. Awesome. Helps me out with Radio Eddie every time. Nick, why don't you give yourself a shout out and also talk a bit about Radio Eddie, how people can join?
Hey, folks, I'm NH Kerrigan on the Discord, on GitHub, on Twitter, on everywhere. Makes it really easy to find me, like Eddie recommends. I use the same handle for every platform. Now, to join Radio Eddie, you join the Radio Eddie-waiting voice channel. When I see you in there, I will move you into the Radio Eddie channel, where you will be live on the stream with the amazing Eddie. Now, I am, public disclosure, very much multitasking. I got a lot of things going on today. So if you join the Radio Eddie waiting room and you do not, I do not see you and do not move you, feel free to ping me in one of the channels, maybe the Team Eddie channel, so that I hear the notification and can move you over.
Yes, and just to the one point I always forget, you need to have the Team Eddie role to be able to do this, because we want to make sure that people have been around in the community for a while, they get priority, and also they're not going to come on stream and say anything rude or bad. Awesome.
I've managed to very well at not saying anything rude. I'm quite proud of myself.
But let's give a shout out to a few more people. We also have Polkit was the first to join, I think, the stream. We have Alex, who's always one of the first. So awesome to have you here. Thank you so much. Got Karuna, who's excited for Eddie Hub Guild for Mrh Hack coming up in like 1 or 2 weeks. We won last time. We will win this time. There'll be loads of swag. And we do actually have a community repo where you can share kind of some of the projects that you've built. So let me just bring that up now. If you want to join our organization, you can too. Let me bring it up. Oh, Google. What's that? That's something else. Forget that. This is what I want. So you can join our GitHub organization if you want. Get your name displayed here on the right-hand side. But we do have, where is it? Hackathon's repo, where we can make a folder for that hackathon, and then in that folder people can log all their work, and then you can appear here, and it's great to see what projects you've been working on, what assets have been built as well. But we have got hackathon coming up, and we're excited for all of you to join our guild. So yes, awesome. So Nick's audio is good, great. Great to see lots of familiar faces and lots of new ones as well. So great, awesome to have you all here. So, shall I just pick the oldest repo that we do first? So if you want your open source project reviewed, we probably won't get to it. Actually, no, we definitely won't get to it in the stream. But the way you do it in our community organization, go to the support repo, go to new issue, and you can review my resume or review my open source link or invite me to the organization. So you can do one of those. If you do add your resume, make sure you remove all your private information. Don't dox yourself. And then what I'm going to do is I want to filter our issues by open source review. I'm going to scroll to the bottom and go to the oldest one first and work our way from back to front. So that's the plan, but only include one repo or GitHub profile per issue. Don't try and, as I've seen people include like 10 or maybe 4, and it's not fair. We'll just pick one of those.
If you put all of your links in a single issue, I will come through and I will click all of the links, find your repositories, and open issues on each one of them that say looks good to me. Don't do that.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I see Discord's going quite busy. I will look at that later on. I can't multitask too much. We've got awesome Awesome people in the chat. And if you want some green squares for today, when we discover things on these repos that things are missing, we're going to get you all to raise the issue so you can get the green squares. So write open source in the chat if you want some green squares for today. Please remember me, Kwalia, I hope I pronounced that right. Of course, I recognize your profile picture and your name from Twitter Spaces as well. So awesome. That's why it's important to have the same name as Nick mentioned on multiple social platforms and profile pictures so people can easily recognize you as well. And we did a Twitter Spaces talk just before this live stream, my first one of me hosting it. It went quite well. We're going to do a lot more of those soon as well. Okay, open source. Awesome. Tom, green square, nice. Okay, let's get going. Everyone, don't forget, give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. It helps support the channel and answer people's questions in the chat as well. Remember, collaboration first, code second. Okay, first one, let's do this. Let me close some of these tabs, don't need that. This is my GitHub. You can all follow me on that. Close that. This was the hackathon one. Let's close that. Right, let's get started. Okay, so who have we got first? I don't know if the person's here or not. Let's have a look. That username is quite hard. Balaka, hopefully you're here. I don't know if you are or not. If anyone knows them, ping them on Twitter or something and just say, come on over. So they've got 2 links. We need to pick one. So let's have a quick look and see which one shall we pick. So GitHub profile. It's a bit kind of, it'll be too quick is my point. So whereas this one might be more interesting. 19 stars, 25 forks. Okay, let's do that one. Right, okay. Where's it gone? Here we go. This is their repo. So let me know what you think. Let me share this repo in the chat so you can also have a look or star it for later on. Awesome. Great to see. So open source. Love that. We need those green squares. Apart from Nick. Nick has so many green squares. They grow on trees for Nick.
They really do.
Yeah. What was it, like 100? Over 100 you had like yesterday or day before yesterday?
The last 2 days I went over 100.
Wow. Okay, I got like 2, I think, yesterday. So let's have a look. So what are your first impressions with this repo? My first impressions, I should actually put this in the issue as well, because I always forget, and at the end you all have to remind me what it is. So my first impressions are the username and the repo name. Like, they're not following the same standard. That's my first impression. Let me know in chat what yours are. But I don't mind which one is used as long as it's consistent. So I would say username plus repo name following different styles.
You know,
go on.
I wonder if that's because this is a Python library. And Python uses snake casing, whereas JavaScript would use camel casing. I would not put an underscore in a JavaScript library name, for example.
True. Yeah, could be. I'll raise it and they can ignore it. Like, these are just kind of my point of view. I should probably actually say this. Some of my feedback, just my point of view. As in, it's not perfect, but let me see in the chat if anyone else notices anything. Oh, add a release, like that, Tom. Very nice. If I missed anything, I've missed another chat. Wow, chat's busy today. That's awesome.
I just started adding releases to my projects thanks to Eddie.
Yeah. Did you automate it as well?
I have not automated it, and I have not automated it because I like the control over the version numbers, whereas the automation that I think you implemented on Stargate bumps the package based on the commit messages, and I like a little more granular control over when I bump a package and when I issue a release.
Sure. Okay. No, that makes sense. That's fair enough. I think, there's no perfect solution. It's depending on the project, on the person, etc., and so on. So that makes sense. Let's have a look. What did I miss? Maybe we should change the issue template to only add the correct link. Yes, Alex, great advice. So someone's first issue for the green square for today, we need to raise an issue to improve, I think, submitting the open source project for review template for the issues. We need to maybe just allow only kind of one link. Obviously they can add more, but to kind of encourage only one link. We can put some more information. If you have another project, raise another issue. And then someone can raise the pull request for that. That'd be another green square for someone else. So yeah, nice, like that. So add a release. Let me write that down. Absolutely right. Add a release for a stable table for a stable. That's behind my head. For a stable release. That doesn't even make any sense. Add a release for stable usage. Kind of makes sense. I don't know. You all know what I mean, right? Now I should add context for people who aren't here. Let's have a look. Is there a green square limit? I don't think there is, but I think we all try and get like 1 green square a day. With Nick, we should probably limit Nick to 100 green squares a day, I think. SR says, but this profile is more Python work anyway, right? What, the GitHub profile do you mean, SR? I mean, people work on multiple technologies, so the profile is never usually like specific. Akshu has already said screenshot would be nice. Okay, have you looked through the README already? Wow, you're racing ahead. Love that. Awesome. Nick does sleep. Documentation could be upgraded to ASCII. Yeah, ASCII docs is amazing. It's really, really good. But you know, you've got color coding here and stuff, which is pretty cool. Right, let me go back to the beginning again. First impressions. So what else have we got about all of your first impressions? I like Alex's comment, 37 rather than 24/7. It's 37. I agree. So this looks good. So 12 days ago was the last commit. I think that's positive because it shows that the project's still active. I like that. It's got a description. I like that as well. It's got topics. I like that. So remember, include these on your projects. README, MIT license, no releases. No sponsors, which is fine. No packages, also fine. And it's got multiple contributors. So that's good. The next thing I always do is I go straight to Insights. And I go to the Community tab. And look at that. Green ticks all round. I think most projects don't have. I know mine don't have green ticks all round. But that's really good. So that's really good. That's great. I see 14 branches. To me, that might be, I don't know, it feels a bit big. 14 branches, right? That's like 14 pieces of work ongoing. Or some of them could be spikes and so forth. But these are pull requests. They haven't been merged, but they're still ongoing. But some of them haven't updated in 2 months. Don't know if this is a bot potentially, but we could raise that. Some have been merged, so could be deleted. So I think that's another one I'm gonna raise. I think deleted lots of branches. Suggest deleting merged branches. And then the other one was maybe the bot branches. But I don't know if they're bot branches. But lots of branches. Suggest deleting merged branches and removing any others not needed. Okay, they're using issues, which I think is great. Oh, we've got labels as well, color-coded labels. Love that. Lots of chatter going on this, which I think is great. It shows its collaboration. Remember, you raise an issue first, which is the collaboration, and then you make the changes, and then you raise a pull request, which is more collaboration. So it's kind of collaboration sandwich here, which is awesome. My PRs auto close. Yeah, you can have auto close PRs, but then you can also have it that merged PRs get their branches deleted. So if you have them auto close, which I don't do, I don't like that. But if you do have that, make sure you get branches auto deleted as well. Awesome. Okay. Cool. I'm just checking out the chat. And I want to see behind the scenes. If I'm looking down here, it's because your chat is over there. I'm up there. Discord is over there. Live stream is over here. So yes, that's why I'm kind of looking all over the place. Okay. Yes, I love the issues. I think it's got labels. It's really good. Don't know what level 5 means though. So if I go to labels, do they have a description of what like level 5 means? No, so level 5, I'm not sure what that means.
I think those are related to the dev script winner of code. If you look at if you go to the README,
okay,
at the bottom of the README is the contribution, and then they have that table row here that says open source program name, and then if DWOC level of PR. So I think it's related to that.
See, got you. Okay, no, that makes sense now. Okay, I hadn't got down to the README yet, so well done for noticing it, and it's right at the bottom as well. So definitely well done for noticing. Okay, fair enough.
But yes, those should be those labels. Every label really should have a description.
Labels to have a description. Okay, so behind my head still. It is behind my head. Oh, wrong way, Eddie. This way. Always get it wrong. Okay, but they're using issues, which I think is awesome. Some are closed. Pull requests they're using. I think that is great. Some are quite a few by bots. Probably should maybe ditch the bot ones eventually after some time. They're quite old. I might put that down. What do you think? Everyone think clean up old stale PRs. I think it'd be just a bit nicer. One thing I always like to do is go to the closed PRs and see which ones are closed, not by a bot, and see if the maintainers put a comment in why they've closed it, which is fine why they've closed it, but is it kind of inclusive? So that's what I just like to see. But I want to try and pick a feature edition. It's not a very good title for a pull request, so I highly recommend not doing this. But let's have a look. So someone raised a feature, and unfortunately it was closed without a comment, but it was closed by the author of the PR, so that's okay. It wasn't closed by the maintainer, so that's fine. Are there any GitHub Actions yet? Oh, they have GitHub Actions. Nice. They are automating stuff, which is great. There is a project board as well. I don't see this used too much. I'd love to see it more. Really good. I think it looks great. I think there's a few minor things. We didn't quite look at the README yet. I don't know if things are missing. I know someone mentioned a screenshot. I mean, there is a screenshot of this, but I don't know if there is a front end to this. I haven't looked at it at all. If it's 100% Python, probably not. It's probably all back end stuff. But there's a quick start. Would like a few more steps in the quick start of what to do. Like you've got the installation, but then what do I do with this? So maybe the quick start, maybe it's a good contribution for people who are watching to contribute to. And if we go back to here, remember you can raise an issue for each one of these if you want. If you want that green square, then and you wrote open source in the chat, remember you can raise an issue for each one of these. And I'm just going to put a comment in here and that's it. But you might want to raise an issue. And when was this raised? 12th of January. So it's kind of like 2 months ago. I'm quite behind. I got over 1,000 notifications again. GitHub. That's my job for the weekend, to go through all my GitHub notifications. Okay, so so go on.
Check the box that says select all and just mark done. Problem solved.
Yeah, true. No, I feel bad. I like to reply to people. Okay, quick start could do with some more details. I want to say it looks good though. I do really like it. Looks great. Thumbs up. And then some of my feedback, just my point of view. There we go. Okay, I should put a link to the live stream. What do we think as well, so they can watch it as well. And there we go. I want to close that. Done. And if you want to leave your feedback, then by all means give your point of view and your feedback. I think that'd be quite good as well. Close that one. So if I refresh this, we have one less. Okay, so we've got this one next. What have we got next? Items to be reviewed, profile and project. Let's have a quick look at which one. I'm guessing project's going to be a bit more interesting, although that's a pretty cool profile. I do like that. I could sit and watch it all the time, but that looks like jQuery on the right. I don't know if that's code they've got from Google. Sorry, not code, an image they got from Google rather than they recorded it themselves. I think if you customize that and record it yourself, it might look even bit better. And same with this cartoon. If you could get a custom one built of kind of the cartoon version of yourself, it might look more unique. I know Nick and me aren't fan of profile views either, because you can just refresh the page to get loads. Let's review the project. I think it's going to be more interesting and useful for everybody. And so everyone just, I do want to say one thing I always say is get involved in the conversation on open source, because your future employer is going to be seeing it. They're going to look you up on GitHub and see what you're up to. And it's not just about code, it is about collaboration. So go comment on an issue. When I go through these thousands of GitHub notifications that I've got to go through, I love it that when I go to a pull request, so many people have reviewed the pull request and they've had discussions and they've improved it. So usually when I get to these pull requests, a lot of them have been merged already, but if they can't be, for example, if we hit the Stargate repo, I'm the only maintainer on that. But at least the pull requests have all been reviewed and had comments and approved. And usually I can just go merge and the community's taking care of it. And that helps all of you stand out. So you definitely want to have an active GitHub profile, but not just on code, also reviewing pull requests, comments, and all the rest. People want to see how you collaborate. Spectra, wow, awesome, thank you. $5. That's also, I think that's my fourth or fifth donation. I don't know if I can bring that up on the screen or not. I don't think I can. But yeah, thank you so much. That was awesome. I really appreciate that. Good to have you here. Hey, we have Kushi here in the chat. I'm sure Rohan have popped in as well, which is awesome. And then all the usual suspects that we had before as well. I'm quite bad. We've got Stephen as well. Stephen, awesome to have you here. I can't catch up with all the chat. I read so slowly. You'd be here for ages. So I'm just going to, if I miss anything out, Nick, do point it out and let me know. If anyone has a question, put a Q at the front so you stand out on the chat. And everyone, don't forget, feel free to answer other people's questions. Remember, collaboration. So if you answer someone's question, then you're more likely to be remembered by other people in the community. They could be your next employer, your next colleague in the chat as well. So that's important. And I think we had a live stream once where I sent swag to someone because they asked so many great questions. So do ask questions. It is important. Harry asked a question. Let me see if I can bring that up on the screen. Here we go. So this is a question I get asked a lot. Where's the button? It should be this button. Hopefully it worked. Yes, it worked. And if I just put this on top, does it? Yeah, okay, that removes it. Okay, ignore that. So question time, here we go, level up. How to get involved in open source. So I want to let some people in the community answer that first. And maybe they have, the chat has been moving along. But we do chat a lot about how to get involved in the open source. I would highly recommend joining our Discord because everyone in there really wants you to get into open source. They'll get you involved in the hackathons, you'll get your green squares, you'll get free swag. Who doesn't like free swag? We've got the Mrh Hackathon coming up shortly, and it's about collaboration, which is awesome. The previous Mrh Hackathon I didn't participate, but I was just amazed by just providing some support and just seeing how supportive everyone was. It was epic. You all were great. So that was really, really cool. But if I was to give you a short answer to that, it might help other people as well. In any way you can get involved in open source. If you're like a hardcore coder and you want to contribute to a coding project, that's great. But if you want to just kind of dip your toe in the water and get started slowly, look at some people's issues. Like now, I'm reviewing people's projects. You can put a comment in and review their project. That's getting involved in open source. You'll have a comment on your profile that you've replied to this. You can then also join our organization. I will open another tab to show you. You can join an organization as well. You can help other people. There's just so many things you can do. And most projects, documentation is not perfect. Go through the documentation. If you're into Python, for example, and there's like the previous project was a Python project, and you just try and run their project, I'm sure in their documentation they'll be missing some steps. You can maybe add some more information. Is there a minimum version required for Python? Like all these sorts of things really add value to the project and help other people. So it's about adding value. And then if you can see code improvements, do that. If you can see things you can add to GitHub Actions, do that as well. Just anything you can do to add value to a project is really, really important. Okay, shall I Akshu says, let me remove this because it's blocking my face. But also, Akshu says we have lost it. I did see it somewhere. The hackathon's coming up. Here we go. Yes, the hackathon is coming up. So do join our Discord and join the hackathon as well. It's going to be awesome. Okay. Next one, let's review the next one. So we want to get through some more of these projects, right? What else have we got? So first impressions. What are your first impressions? Okay, it's different. It's inconsistent again, but it doesn't seem so bad because I don't know why. Because it's camel case, I suppose, at the beginning. Don't know what your thoughts are. What else have we got? One branch, no tags. One branch to me seems a bit low, but not the end of the world. It's got a description. No link. I don't know if this is the front end. This is Python, so it might not need a link to it. Has no releases. So maybe releases could be a good one. So let's put a comment in for this. Oh, I copied and pasted my thing last time, but I lost it. Looks good. Some of my thoughts. Should be some of our thoughts, right? We're all kind of helping out here. So no releases. No releases yet. I think that could be improved. Oh, I don't think I see any issues or pull requests. Let's have a look. No issues and no pull requests. So I think it's important to use those. Definitely. But there is a screenshot in the README, which is nice. I think that does a screenshot or animated GIF does really go a long way. No releases yet. Suggest using issues and pull requests. And maybe pull requests. Let's say maybe. Issues definitely though. What do you think? Maybe pull requests. Great to see the screenshot in the README. What else do we think? Big screenshot. But it looks good. Is there any way to get started? There's no quick start. I think quick start's really important, right? What do I need to do? I'm not a Python dev, so I wouldn't know where to start. Which file do I run? What commands do I run? Suggest, no, not suggest. You really need a quick start. A quick start would help people to know how to use your project. And if there's any Python people here, remember, you might know how to start this project because you know Python. So it's one of those things, actually most things in tech, it's easy when you know how. So you could add a quick start section to this repo, to this README, and that's a really good way to get started in open source. Should we raid this repo? Let's not spam people, but it's important to raise issues and pull requests and give feedback and so forth. So if this is not too behind my head, you could raise an issue for each of these as well. I think would be useful. I better catch up with the chat as well. What have I missed? There we go. Okay, let me copy that. Let me catch up with the chat while you're looking at this and sharing your thoughts. Let me catch up with everyone's chat. I'm going to kind of skip over a few, so hopefully I don't miss anything out. If I do, just copy and paste it again. Yeah, I see people saying contribute to docs, just whatever helps you get started. Because you got to think about the forking, the updating of your fork, branching, and so many different things. And each project has different different ways you can contribute, but also different contribution guidelines, like your commit messages, your branching strategy, like so many things. So make it easy for yourself. Don't try and do something too hard. Keep it simple. And then once you get used to a project and once you add value to a project, those people will help you with the harder projects. That's how you upskill, is add value to a project. People will see that you want to add value, so they'll help you add more value, which I think is really, really important. By the way, everyone, we're on 28 likes. Give this video a thumbs up. Let's try and get a lot more. I really appreciate that. Let's have a look. Twitch raid, GitHub raid. Maybe there's an app we could build for that. Okay, discussion for another time. Hold that thought. Nitesh, awesome to have you here. Great to have you here as well. Okay, what else? Issues, we noticed how do we use pull request, actions. Yeah, there's just no source file. There's no image file. I think it could be structured. What's w.py and why weather.py was kind of one a duplicate of the other. I mean, we can have a quick peek. Are they going to be very similar? They look quite different, so maybe not. But I think it would be important to use folder structure. Struggle. I was going to write structure. There we go. Okay, so let me copy that. And close. Awesome. Okay. What else have we got? Next one, shall we? Let's refresh this. We should have one less. We do. Who's have we got next? Okay. Nitish. Hopefully I pronounced that right. We will do an open source project. Let me just paste this in so I don't lose it. And then we'll do that. There we go. Oh, we didn't check the insights on the last repo, actually. So let's just go straight to that first. So pull request template is missing, but that's not the end of the world, I don't think. I don't think that's the end of the world. What questions do we have in the chat? I love it that everyone's chatting between each other in the chat. That's awesome. Makes my life easier as well. And just helps you stand out, because even if you don't want to be a DevRel and you just want to be an engineer or a coder, then everyone still has a personal brand. And by getting involved in the conversation, you're kind of publicizing your personal brand. And the great thing is that if you're putting out lots of good content on your personal brand, if by mistake someone doesn't get on with you and says something bad about you, it'll kind of get hidden in all the content you put out. So it's great that you can kind of have a little bit of control over that. So always do good stuff, never upset people, but there's always someone who you didn't reply back to them soon enough in the DM, and then it's been like 10 minutes and they say something bad about you on Twitter or something. So, it happens. But if you're putting out lots of content and your social branding and your personal branding strong, then it's not a problem. Completed a streak of 1 month on GitHub. Nice work, Polkit. That's great.
That is awesome.
It's really good. Yeah, keep going. Definitely. Absolutely. I think, people say the green squares aren't important. And they aren't important, but they are for two reasons. One, it's the first impression when someone comes to your profile. And it will be if it's a good impression, they'll want to dig deeper and actually see what those are. So it's great that you're doing that. And hopefully all of them added value. And I think that's great. Keep going. What else have we got? Okay, so what's everyone's first impressions? There's a releases like that, although it was quite a long time ago. So there's been changes since. I don't know if it will tell us. When you're a maintainer on a project, it tells you 18 commits since the last release. So, I don't know if that's good or not. Maybe it's time to take another release. We can put that in a comment. Is it time to take another release? And this is don't forget everyone, if you want that green square, this is an issue you could raise as well. So you get those green squares for today. Green square is not just about code. We have no one joining on Radio Eddie today. It's quiet. I'm sure we can get Alex or Stephen, Karuna, some of the usual suspects. Who else have we missed? Akshu. Who else have we got? I'm just scrolling up through the chat.
Alan.
And I will shout out a few people. On Twitter Spaces, we were quite funny. There was a few of us talking on Twitter Spaces, and we were saying, let's call up some other people to talk, and then maybe we'll call up people we know or recognize, so we don't feel so bad calling up a stranger. And Dennis said, I recognize Olena. So I was like, brilliant, I'll invite her up. And he was saying, I know her from my YouTube. She watches my content. And she came up on stage and she said, I don't watch your content, Dennis. And I just thought that was so funny. It really made my day how authentic it was. But they've been chatting on Twitter. But I just thought that was really, really funny.
I still haven't got access to that Twitter Spaces. I don't even know what it is.
It's like Clubhouse for Twitter. And the way I got it was I just joined 2 Twitter Spaces, and then the next day I seem to have it. So, I will be I'm going to try and do a Twitter Space every day if I can, even if it's just a short 30 minutes one, just unscheduled, just kind of go live and just chat to people. So you're welcome to join. And I think if you become a speaker, then I think someone said do it twice and you'll get the feature. I did it twice and I got the feature. So it's just like Clubhouse, like audio only, a bit like this, Radio Eddie kind of style, without me on the screen. Yeah, it's pretty cool, I think. This is a Java project. I like that. I don't know what people think, but when a project looks really tidy at the top, I don't know, like ignoring what's below it and above it. I don't know. I like that. First impression sounds good. Let me look at my Stargate one. Does that look just as good or does it not? No, we need to improve this. Right, more green squares for people. See how we can improve this to look like something like that. Like not exactly like this, but something like this. And Akshu, how you doing? Hopefully I pronounced your name right. You're muted, by the way.
Hello. Yes, I hear that.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Awesome. Thanks for joining Radio Eddie.
Glad to be here.
What have you been up to today?
Community. Or like I've started a new community, so yeah, working with them.
Awesome. What's the new community? What's the focus of the new community?
It's to kind of soften the learning curve with freshers, like first years who are just entering the tech field. It was pretty difficult for me since I came from a bio background. So yeah, just to make it easier for my juniors.
Awesome. Sounds good. So you're going to help me review this project?
My pleasure.
So
not sure how much.
No, you can add so much value. Definitely. Everyone watching, I want to say this again. If you're new to a project or new to tech or wherever you are, your different perspective can add so much value. And so in a minute, actually, I might bring up my project and you can review that. So, but we'll warm you in gently and we'll review this together. So what are your first impressions on this project? Are you able to see the YouTube video? Or should I share my screen on Discord? Will that be easier? Let me... I've just shared my screen on Discord as well, so you should be able to see it on there too. And I'm going to make a note about this idea folder, because I believe this shouldn't be committed. Idea folder...
Isn't the .idea folder a like IntelliJ or IntelliJ or one of those editor folders? Yeah, that should not be committed.
Yeah. So therefore, there's another issue people can raise. There's another pull request you can do, which is just delete that folder and add it to the git ignore as well. So there it is. Oh, they have added certain parts of it, but they've kept some of it, which is a bit weird. I would have had it to ignore the whole folder. It's what's generated by the IDE. So I don't think it's needed. But maybe because of the coding styles and stuff like that, they want it. But I think that can be managed a different way. I don't know. I haven't done Java in a long time, but it doesn't seem the best way to do that. So Akshu, am I pronouncing your name right, by the way?
Akshu, same.
Okay, cool. What are your thoughts? What else do you think about this repo?
I think the number of pull requests could be a bit higher, but the fact that there is a number is good enough for me.
True, and there's some closed, so they have been having pull requests. So that's, I think that's good. So look at issues. Not a lot of issues have labels. What do you think? We should add ask them to add some labels to this, right?
I think the recent ones don't have them though. Like the older ones seem to have quite a few. So it might not have been.
Okay, I'll make a note saying some recent issues probably don't have labels. Recent issues do. Oh, what did my computer do there? Issues do not have labels. What's your background, by the way? I know you said bio. What's your what tech do you use? Are you Java, Python?
I prefer Python.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. So yeah, so this Java project is kind of newer for you, just like it is for me, because I haven't done Java in years. So.
I'm familiar with the syntax, but not with the back end part of it.
Got you. They've got lots of screenshots. I think that's a positive, right?
It does make a lot more sense to use if you commit the idea workspace on a Java project, because it means that all developers have the same profile inside IntelliJ.
Got you. Oh, it looks like they're using Android
So for
Studio.
Java project,
okay.
yeah, for Java projects, Android, Kotlin, and all the rest of it, yeah, having the idea file is like similar to having the VS Code spaces sort of workspace. Makes everyone have the same sort of features inside IntelliJ.
Is there not a better way to manage that? It just seems a bit kind of, I don't know.
There should be an abstraction so at some point, yeah, because then again, IntelliJ is kind of the preferred editor over sort of VS Code, but yeah, there should be an abstraction for all this. I think you should be able to export, to VS Code and all sorts of things. It should be your editor should be whatever you want.
Yeah,
just not Sublime Text. That's not good for Java projects, unfortunately.
Also, we have a good point here by ViveIV saying maybe there's just two readmes, maybe too big, too many screenshots. We could break that down into different areas as well. Maybe split up the README into a docs folder.
I think that is the first time we have heard that on one of these streams.
Oh, really?
Too many screenshots. It's
Yeah,
always needs more screenshots.
That's true. We need a sound
Yeah,
effect
true
for that. Sorry, say that again.
I just said true that.
Yeah,
Through that.
definitely.
Really?
I think it's well noticed. Well noticed, Nick. You're right. Maybe split the README into a docs folder as it has lots of screenshots.
I'm going to, you know, how Mac puts all the screenshots of the desktop together. I'm going to commit all of them from now on to my repositories, just so like I've got a screenshot streak.
But they have got an animated one here, which I think is good.
The animated GIFs of things is great, especially CLI tools. To see it in action is really great.
So I suppose, building on from that, could some of the screenshots be made into animated GIFs? Animated GIFs to reduce the amount, potentially. Nick's going to commit his entire C drive. Does that mean all those tokens as well? And all those private keys?
Whole thing.
Whole thing. Good.
Tokens, private keys, my downloaded video game library, everything. It's all going in a GitHub repo. Good luck.
Nice.
PlayStation emulators, all the rest of it, yeah.
Yeah, I do have some of those.
Sony's lawyers just joined the project. Yeah, so the... yeah, I definitely think if you've got if it's an application, you want to see visually, you know, what's going on. I guess what the benefit is of having the screenshots is you can see the screens. Like I've not done native development for years, but you know how we used to have storyboards inside Xcode 400 years ago.
Yeah.
I know SwiftUI's, I don't know much about it, so not to embarrass myself there, but it is kind of cool you do app development to have the static screens for that reason. But
True.
you can automate them. You know, why not?
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I think it's good that they've got the content there. I think having a bigger README is better than having no README or a very tiny README. So, but then we can just kind of, someone could abstract that out or join those screenshots into animated GIFs. Maybe the animated GIFs goes in the README, and then the static images go into the docs folder, and therefore you've got a page dedicated to this section, for example. So I think
I'd be really impressed. Sorry, Eddie. I'd be really impressed if that the color wheel functionality was live on this page. I'd love that. I think that would be fantastic. Especially because this project have not just looked at it, but it's supposed to be an iOS feature for Android, and the fact that it's static right there, which is the functionality, is a bit of a shame, really.
With Markdown though, you're so limited in what you can do. Even if you put HTML in there, it strips so many things out.
It's true, yeah. It has to be a GIF, but yeah, GIFs are the one apparently.
Yeah.
More GIFs next time. Less screenshots.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so I think we've got a few comments for that. I'm gonna submit that, and we can move on to the next one because we've got quite a few to get through, and clock is ticking, and we're going for like over 40 minutes already.
I've got maybe quite an odd, a different angle on this one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
The fact that uses a microphone. Do they have a privacy policy or something like that? Because people want to know now what's going on. You know, with things with using the microphone and that sort of thing. It uses the camera and the mic, so it'd be good if they had a clear privacy policy. You know, say we're not doing anything malicious here. You know, we're trying to do a great thing for video conferencing or you know whatever it says here.
True. I never realized that green dot was for the microphone. I've seen that come up on my phone so many times, and I've always wondered what it was. God, yeah. And I'm not using an app in particular, so that's actually really interesting and scared me a little bit.
Yeah.
Eddie's got spyware.
Oh my god! Yeah. I knew I shouldn't have installed that Windows app on my iPhone.
You shouldn't install Windows apps in general.
Yeah. I'm really worried now. I've seen that green light being on a lot recently, and I've always wondered, what does it mean? Is it doing an update or something? I didn't know it was to do with the microphone. Okay.
Do you have that feature enabled where you can say, "Hey Siri," and it just pops up?
No, I don't. But every time I do an update, it does seem to ask me, "Do you want to enable it?" And I say no. So I don't know if in the recent update it didn't ask me and you just enabled it. So
I
will
would
check
make
that.
sure, because that'll leave your microphone on all the time.
That's true.
I know we've got to move on to the next project, but it'd be fantastic if GitHub, just open the mic for like 1 second every time you did a green square. So on your phone, it's a very small green notification.
My battery would die so fast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Next project, Teddy. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, I'll do that. And there was a question. Will I review? Someone asked. I saw it. I missed it. Will I review all projects? I will not. There are too many to go through, which is awesome. But I will not be able to review all of them. I'll try and pick up the pace slightly as well. But there are a lot. There are 32. I think that counts the ones I filtered by. Yes, it does. So 32. We will not be able to go through them. But it will be done soon-ish. Let's have a look. Did I miss anything else in the chat? If it's open source, it's easy to know if it's malware. True. I think it's more transparent. Hopefully someone will notice is the idea. Steve's voice sounds like Elon Musk. Steve.
Oh God, I've been doxxed. Oh, sorry. I just wanted to plug SpaceX here.
Nice. Okay, next project. What have we got? This is my first impressions are really good. It's got topics, it's got descriptions, it's got releases. I mean, I'm really impressed with this straight away. It's got 44 tags, 44 releases, 1 branch. Issue number's a bit low, but that's okay. Last commit was fairly recent. I mean, I'm pretty impressed, and I just seen I'm looking over at. I heard a buzz on Discord over there. I've just seen Kushi has joined. Kushi, how you doing?
Hello, hi everyone, how are you?
Yeah, good.
I'm good, Eddie, thank you. I just dropped in to just say hi to everyone, and I was like, should I ask? Maybe I should join or not?
If in doubt, it's like open source. If in doubt, always ask and join. Radio Eddie is like open source, right? Little and often. So yes, and it's awesome to have multiple people on here and get your different perspectives. Because I like to just start the conversation and hopefully everyone else kind of gives their thoughts as well. So now that you're here, what do you think, Akshu, Nick, and Steve? Should we put Kushi on the spot and get Kushi's feedback on this repo first?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. So Kushi, what are your first impressions on this repo?
So I believe this looks good to me because I can see the repo names are quite understandable for me personally, but I can see there are no pull requests. Is it like that, or is it some kind of thing that I'm just seeing? Is there any pull request?
There are 10 closed, so they have had pull requests. So that's good. There's none open at the moment, which I suppose is fine. It's okay.
Yeah, I believe it works fine for me since I'm just a beginner in open source, but I keep contributing a little bit, so it works fine with me. But I would definitely like to know what other people think about this repo.
Yep, let's have a look. And yeah, what does everyone else think? We've got Akshu and Stephen and Nick on Radio Eddie. What do you all think?
Yeah, I'm curious about the changes by it actually.
Curious by what? Sorry.
The changes file, the Git ignore.
Oh yes. This changes file. Did you say?
Yep.
Oh, this is like a changelog. Well spotted on that.
That's very old school. But that's pretty legit. I mean, I guess this is the great thing about this. This may be a GitHub action, right? This could be the releases.
It is. I haven't seen it called changelog before, though. I've always seen it called. So I haven't seen it called changes before.
Not changes.
Yeah.
Changelog, definitely. A changelog is definitely the terminology we use.
But I don't think it's. It does look like it's automated, but I don't think it is because the action is only running tests unless it's included in the same action. Let me go check it out and see.
Awesome. Yeah.
Let's go have a look. Maven tests.
There's somebody in the background with Notepad keeping up with all the projects.
I think so. I think they're doing it manually. I see lots of places do it like that, which is, good and hard at the same time. But yeah, there doesn't seem like there's anything actually generating that.
Maybe that's what like a note to DevOps. Kind of the devs kind of finish the work and then DevOps write the release from the file.
Lots of licenses changed it, and yeah. So here we go. So we got changes, and let's see. It's done by it's done manually. I think they've just said a thank you to someone, which is awesome. But if I go have a look,
I don't know if Robot Dan is human Dan, but
true. Yeah, it's just because there's other stuff that I don't know. It seems like it's a human because there's other stuff they're doing as well.
Yeah, and I think the green tick means that this happened inside the UI rather than some automation, I think.
Oh, does it? I thought it meant it
Like
passed a
it-
build. I don't know what the green tick meant. Oh, all checks have passed successfully.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought that was. I thought it was the. Oh, it's verified on the right. So ignore me. I
Oh
don't know what I'm
yes,
doing.
yeah, the verified on the right. If you got it, do it via the browser or you do it via the command line, and you have your GPG key. I need to update mine as
Right.
well. Yes, I think it's Robot Dan is just their username. I think.
Wow, it's a new type of alt account you can have
Yeah.
now.
Robot Dan is giving Nick a run for their money. I need to get my contributions up a bit more. But yeah, good spot on the changes though. Good spot. I like it that they've got that. But yeah, I think they could rename it to changelog, and they could probably automate it as well, make it easier. So these tags and releases they must be doing manually as well, because there's no automation on that.
A good question for this project is whether you use Java 8 versus Java 11. It's quite a hot topic. I know Revolut have a great video about moving to Java 11. But it'd be cool to know why it's in Java 8. I think that's what is still the most accepted version.
Got you, I see. I didn't realize it's on 11 already. That's how long I haven't used Java for.
Yeah, 9 and 10 were enterprise only.
I see. Okay.
Crazy.
But yeah, I think it looks healthy, right? I don't know what people think in the chat as well. Let's have a look. Harsh, where can you submit your project? Harsh, you know this. You've been around here for ages. You can raise an issue. I mean, someone's probably already answered. I don't know what. Usually everyone beats me to it. I'm usually like the slowest person in the room. Okay, I'm the only person in this room, but the slowest person in our virtual room, as it were. You can raise an issue on our support repo in the community, and we'll get it reviewed. Not today, though. Who haven't we heard from today in the Radio Eddie style? Who hasn't given any thoughts? I should have made some notes of these, shouldn't I? What did we say? I actually know Dan. I've just realised who it is. Wait a second. I know Dan Moore, who submitted this issue, and this project. Okay, is okay. This must be a different Dan. Okay, my bad. I'm getting confused. Ignore me. It's Friday.
Dan from Denver, Colorado. There you go.
Okay, so what did we say? What were some of the positive feedbacks? Releases were good. There was the pull request. None were open, but that's okay because there's some closed, so we know they're being used. Maybe changes could be automated. Could changes be automated?
Does the change log and the release schedule match up?
Oh, let me check. And renamed to change log. I might rename. This is really bad of me. Like I say, with issues and pull request, one item only. Could changes be renamed to changelog? And we've got 4.1.0. And you're right. Let's check. What was I checking? Oh yeah, the changes.
Release versus changelog. Yeah.
Yeah, 4.1.0. That sounds about right. Yeah. Okay.
So does the issued so the release description match the changelog? Because some people don't use the old changelog way. People rely on the releases thing.
Okay. Let's have a look. It looks similar-ish. Or was that Nick?
I've got to take off and get headed over to a meeting. But everybody, thank you for joining and enjoy the rest of the stream.
Everyone say bye
Thank
to
you,
Nick,
Nick.
and say a big
Thanks for
thank
your
you. Right in the chat. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, thank you so much, Nick. I really appreciate it. I will try and manage Radio Eddie, and I apologize in advance, everyone, if I screw it up.
I believe I would also like to drop out just now. I just came here to say hi to everyone. And for all the people out there, do join Radio Edit. It's a wonderful experience.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kushi. Have a great evening. You're east of the
Bye.
UK.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a great weekend. So it's kind of similar, but different. So I think, well, I think that's acceptable. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, although I would probably copy and paste it from one to the other, I think. What do people think?
Absolutely, consistency is important. I think maybe the changes file downstream with Gradle or similar makes a difference. I don't know. I'm well out of the Java game, unfortunately.
Yeah, me too. And we have, I'm going to pronounce the name wrong, Balaka in the chat as the first project we reviewed tonight. So thank you so much for joining in the chat. I hope my feedback is useful. We did really enjoy looking at the project together as a community, and hopefully we've given you some thoughts. But also, you could do me a favor and review my project in return. So let me share this project in the chat. And if you could review my project, it goes for everybody though. Nick's still going to lurk in the chat. Awesome. But yes, if you could review my project, any feedback and suggestions, let me know. You can raise an issue on the Stargate project if you want a green square, or there is an issue opened on the support repo that I opened today that you can leave comments in there as well. But I'd love to get feedback and suggestions on that. Okay, so we've only got like 2 feedbacks on this project. I don't think
Project is too good. Delete your account.
it's what?
That project is too good. Delete your account.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but it's nice to see a project that's good. Maybe more labels on these things as well. I don't know. Issues could have labels maybe. It's not urgent, but it just makes it a bit easier. Issue could have labels. I don't know. I do like labels. Are there anything on GitHub Actions? Yeah, there was the test running on GitHub Actions. No project board. I just find project boards a lot easier. I don't know what you all think in the chat as well. What do you think?
Is this community funded? Funded. God, a community project.
I think so. Fusion Auth. I don't know who they are. They might be a
No, do I
company.
just found it in the. Yeah.
You can't tell. It's quite hard to say.
No idea. I guess because a lot of libraries are run by third parties, which just sounds mad, but it works.
Yeah. Polkit, have good luck on your exam tomorrow. Hope it goes well. ViViV, yes, there is a tool for releases and changelog. We use it on our Stargate project. Anyone who's new here, this is a client project that I'm doing open source. And we have one of our actions, which, where is it? Changelog generates a changelog for us. So that is all generated for us. I know a few people have seen that already, but these releases get created automatically, and version numbers get bumped, or all the rest. This is all generated for me. I don't do that because I would mess it up. But yeah, it does get generated. Okay. Balaka, thank you very much for looking at my repo. I really appreciate that. And I guess to everybody else, please have a look and give me some thoughts as well. What else? Isn't the README too long? Mercy Pink, sorry, I missed that. I'm terrible in the chat. Akshu and Steve, who are in the chat with me, in the Radio Eddie chat on the side, over here. If I miss anything in the chat, do shout out and let me know. I'm relying on you to help me. Do you
have another product to review?
I do. I'm just going to put in that last comment. I just want to check from Mercy Pink that it's in this for this repo, and I think it was. It was too long. Could the README be split out into a docs folder as quite large? Okay, there we go. Let's do this. Close that one. Move on to the next one. Who's excited for the next one? What have we got next?
Go.
You are. Yes, Stephen's ready to go. Okay, I don't know if they're here in the audience. Let's have a look. GitHub Profile open source project portfolio website. Stack Overflow clone. Oh, this looks quite interesting. Let's have a look. Okay, what do you all think? First impressions.
Great stuff having prettier ESLint files. Both combining ESLint and prettier is the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You know, some people prefer prettier, some prefer ESLint. But if you have, you know, there's no squabbles about that on this project. It's good.
Nice. Okay, let me start this issue. By the way, everyone watching, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. Okay. So first impressions. I don't know. I'm gonna go last this time. Actually, what are your first impressions?
Seems like a healthy project. I can see that there are 4 contributors. Oh, that's nice. Not sure about the pull request yet.
Oh, let's have a look. Good
There are
question.
2.
None open,
That's good.
14 closed. Although the ones that are closed are mostly from bots. So there's some are underneath that aren't from bots. Let's have a look at issues. Oh, labels, colourful labels. Yes. It's about first impressions,
That's
right?
nice.
It's good.
Yeah. Looks particularly nice on dark mode. So yeah.
So it looks good. And if we go to insights, what can we see in the insights? Community. They've got lots of green ticks. I mean, that's pretty cool. I think that the green ticks are good. Nice. What else can we have a look at? So we check out the README, right? The other thing we do is README. So lots of badges. I like badges. Tables of contents. Nice. This looks pretty good, but I'm guessing it's potentially quite long. Maybe the API endpoints could be moved to a docs folder.
Yeah.
I
Actually, I
guess
noticed that there's. Go on, sorry.
Go on. Actually, Steve can go afterwards. He won't mind.
Actually, I saw that there's a demo video towards the end. I thought that could come like it's the first part, like
Yes.
through my tech stack.
Love that. Let's do a sound effect noise. You won't hear it, but everyone on the live stream will. That's a really good idea. Suggest moving the video demo to the top of the README. I like that. It's a really good suggestion.
You might also want to drop in the video directly. I think GitHub has that feature now.
It has that feature for issues and description blocks, so comments and stuff, but you can't do it in a README, I don't think yet. So that's not possible. But you can fake it with like an image. Like if this is on YouTube, this video, I don't know if it is, but you could take a screenshot of this and then link it to this page. So you can kind of fake it, but you can't embed a video directly in the README yet. So that's another. Sorry, go on. Actually,
we lost you.
on mute.
Hello?
We can hear you again, I think.
Were you saying something?
Yeah, I was saying you continue what you were saying. I think I interrupted you.
Okay, I think I was on mute halfway, but I was like, okay, I did not know about the README part.
Okay, so yeah, we were talking about the video, and then what did you say after that about the video? Or after the video?
Nothing much. I just said maybe keep it towards the top, and that's
okay. Dennis Ivy's in the chat. Awesome. I did say I was on a Twitter space earlier with Dennis. Dennis, awesome to have you here. Dennis is another YouTuber. And Dennis says, what is GitHub? Dennis, you're in the right place. Everyone in the chat, please don't only say hi to Dennis, but also explain to Dennis what GitHub is. Dennis obviously knows what GitHub is, but just humor me for this. How could you explain in one sentence what is GitHub? I'd love to see loads of people's different opinion. And Dennis, you do the same actually. Dennis, what is GitHub for you as well? Because for me, it's social coding, but social coding now seems a bit kind of Well, it's more about collaboration, I think. Social collaboration. Yes. Okay, that's my new strap line for GitHub. Don't tell GitHub, that would be our secret. Okay. I'm going to make some notes. I forgot. So the screenshots probably could put like one higher up. Maybe have one screenshot higher up in the README and move the rest to a docs folder. But we've seen some good READMEs in the stream today, right? We have they've been quite long. Oh, Steve, you were going to say something earlier as well. I think I cut you off.
Yeah, I was trying to prepare a little thing for Dennis. So I was going to try and register GitHub as a profile in Bitbucket. But the second, if you type in Bitbucket create profile into DuckDuckGo, second result is somebody's private Bitbucket enterprise. So there must be so many people registering for their Bitbucket. That's crazy.
I am not Googling or going to Bitbucket. I'm GitHub through and through. Keep that Atlassian rubbish away from me. Sorry, Atlassian, if you're watching, but oh my God, Jira sucks. Sorry, Steve. I know you like Jira.
I love Jira.
What? Where's the block button?
I know, block and ban.
Yeah.
I have some comments for this repository, definitely. Obviously all the sourcing, the SQL file and all that sort of thing really needs to be well, firstly, SQL file, any huge file in Git is no good unless you use LFS. This is quite small, actually. It's, in all fairness, it's just more like a CDS file. So an issue to raise if someone wants to pick this up is using an ORM to migrate the database. So you don't have to do all that source stuff inside the README.
True. And actually, on that note, you mentioned LFS. I mean, that's a GitHub feature that's been around for a while, but I've actually never used it. Would you mind just giving a brief one-liner what it is?
Yeah, sure. One-liner.
Oh, one paragraph or two paragraphs.
Yeah. Git LFS is it's a large file system, and the idea is that Git doesn't play nicely with binary files because it compares the diff between many files. So if you have a binary file, every single time it's a huge 30 meg, 40 meg diff because it's the binary file, not text. So LFS was this kind of like a bit of a patch on top, so you could use Git for documents, huge Word documents and things, and it never took off really. But it's possible in Bitbucket, GitLab, and the rest, and GitHub. Sorry for plugging Bitbucket first. It's what I use most. But LFS, yeah, still I've never used it. So
okay.
I just know what it does.
Not just me then. I've just seen Nick's comment in the chat. GitHub is Tinder for developers. I don't know. But I liked someone's comment. Someone wrote, it's a great way to network and meet amazing people. GitHub is, let's bring some of these up on the screen. I mean, some of these are Opic? That's not even a word. Epic.
These are belters.
Let's have a look. So we have Siddharth. GitHub is modern social media. Yes. In your face, Instagram.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Delete your Instagram. Get GitHub profile. It's loads better. You can use LFS for images. That's a good use case. There we go. Call back.
Awesome. Okay, let's move one more repo, I think, before we call it a day, I think. So let's have a look. So I've put some feedback and some suggestions in this one. I don't think I missed anything else or any suggestions. They could do with a release, though, I think. Release would be useful. Okay, I'm going to close that comment. 42 likes. Awesome. Let's see if we can break 50 by the time we end the stream. So thank you all. Give the video a thumbs up. Okay, so there's that one. Next one. Has anyone put a comment on my repo? 24. Still on 24s. Okay, nothing on mine yet. Let's have a look. This one. This is Praveen. It's Praveen in the chat. He is Discording me. Discording me? Messaging me on Discord. Discording me sounds weird. About to review your project on a live. Come now. There we go. Let's get Praveen over and why we review it. We can be really mean to Praveen. He can handle it. It's okay. How many projects? So we pick one. Which one do you think? Internship, LMS, full stack, November, React. Bootstrap React helpers. What do you think? Have a quick flick through and to see which one looks the worst.
Wow. So Instagram. Here we go. The
Uh,
LMS stands for is a learning management system or something.
We see. Got you. Okay.
But yeah, it's never clear. In corporate America, LMS is the big hype. So this is quite a great idea. Like I say, internship onboarding program,
Got
more
you.
common in the US.
Yeah.
I like the fact that these are transparent. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Say that again. What were you saying?
The pictures are transparent, so yeah.
It should be centered, I think, though, right? Probably center it. I was just going to have a quick flick through and see which one. Maybe we should pick this one because this looks like it's the worst one. No README, no description, no releases, no issues, no pull requests, no branches. That might be a bit mean, though. But yeah, that just seems a bit. No README. Like that hurts my feelings, makes me cry.
That is a first strike.
Yes, and you're out. Has Praveen joined yet?
Yeah, you get one chance to make a README. And also, you have to on GitHub. You have to specify you don't want to README. So, Praveen, we don't know how you got there, but you've done it. You've managed to not get a README for the repo. Well done.
Okay, no, that's fine. And Praveen does so many awesome things for the community and also has a YouTube channel. So Praveen's always busy doing lots of awesome stuff. I'll stop being mean. We'll pick this repo because Akshu says it's got transparent images, looks cool. Let's do this one. There was some comments in the chat, which is Tom says programmers, Netflix, and chill is called coffee and code. Yeah, it's true, right? GitHub and YouTube, that's all you need. You don't need Netflix anymore. SR, I'll do your repo when we get to it in the issues. We're doing it in chronological order. So yeah. Let's have a look. And can I Eddie? Not Eddie. I am Eddie. Kwala, I hope I pronounced it right, says, can you make a video on how to make your own customized actions and unit testing? I have some videos on that already, so do have a look and let me know if there's anything missing or anything you'd like to see. I've done some recently on how to do lots of GitHub actions, so I do have lots of videos on those actually. Some older ones on making your own custom action, and more recently using existing actions, just some YAML config. Right, okay. Let's take apart Praveen. I don't think Praveen's joined yet. I haven't seen anything on Discord. I haven't seen him in the chat, but let's have a look. Dennis, I missed some of the chat. Dennis says to a place to publish my code and collaborate with devs. Dennis, if you're still there, we'll give you a thumbs up. That's pretty good. Okay.
Approved.
Yeah. Okay. So what's everyone's thoughts on this? For me, I think the description just feels a little bit long, but it's better to have it a bit longer than have none at all, so it's not so bad. It's got lots of stars. It's pretty good. Lots of forks. I like it. What do you both think? What does everyone think in the chat as well? Write messages in the chat, and Akshu and Steve, let me know what you think.
Yeah, you could ditch the first sentence, essentially.
We're a mission,
which would really help.
Yeah,
the mission statement is something you can put down at the bottom. You know, the project description is really supposed to be kind of just the tagline. It'd be really great to understand, Praveen, what the motivations behind creating an LMS for interns is. You know, what sparked the idea, what lit the candle. You know, that's not even a saying. I'll come up with better sayings next time. But you know, what was the spark? That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, and is there a deployed version as well? I think I'd like to click on it and see a deployed version, but there's no link.
Demo URL, very important. Yeah.
Deployed demo URL, and I think one thing that I would expect to see, because it's a YouTuber, it's Praveen, is a demo video. I don't see a demo video anywhere, so I don't know. Not everyone wants to do a demo video, but I think, you know, for a YouTuber, a demo video would help too. Okay, yes, you mentioned the description, like halving it. The description could be halved. It could be reduced, not say halved, reduced by moving the mission statement to the README.
In all fairness, Eddie, just thinking about it, I know Create React app has, I know that Praveen, it helps everybody with React. It's unbelievable. Quite a body of work. Is there inside the client, is there anything in there? Like a README?
Yeah, this is the React one. Sorry, go on, actually.
Actually, there's nothing under the installation and running heading. I think there's supposed to be something there. Like just about the team heading.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Well spotted. There's like the most important section, I think. Yeah, I think it should be quite high up and all the rest. So missing installation and running. That's a quick start.
I think the video. Yeah.
Actually,
I think the video should be here. I'm sorry, I think this is the correct.
Installation and running. There's a bit of delay, I think, on the audio. But well noticed. This is why I love everyone reviewing each other's projects. I mean, I missed this. I think that's great. So anyone wants to get a green square, raise an issue on this repo with that. I'm making a list here, but you can raise an issue for each one of these items. And I think
I have to quickly put an apology in there, Praveen. Sorry, if you go to the project, I don't know if you just updated it right now.
Okay.
But there is actually the whole thing about the story, everything. So you've done a good job actually.
Where? Sorry.
My issue. If you go to Praveen Science /internship LMS front end.
Yeah, I'm there.
It seems to have like agenda, easy onboarding, bits and bobs.
Yeah, it does. No, that was there already. I saw that earlier.
Missed it. Okay, sorry if you have that bad suggestion. You've already got it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so that's really good. I think. I think that's good.
Definitely think onboarding new interns is a very important plight because of the remote work situation. It's so much easier if you're, kind of with colleagues. I think that's brilliant to do anything you can in the trying times of what you want to call it, to help junior developers and any intern really. I think you really should pass down knowledge. I think that's great.
Yep, absolutely.
One thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the girl script summary of code does not translate very well into the dark mode. Like, it's transparent as well, so the letters just kind of blend into the background.
Where are you seeing that? Sorry.
With the dark mode of GitHub.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. I'm not running dark mode, so let me make a note. Check if works. Okay, in dark mode of GitHub.
Mercy Pink in the chat has a question. Is it possible to have multiple Scrum Masters?
Oh, okay, that's a great question. Let's bring that up on the screen. I think that's a really good question.
Absolutely.
It's a very good question, and it's kind of perfect timing because
Andrew's arrived.
Andrew's arrived, and Stephen's arrived, and we've all got opinions on this. So let me bring this up. So who's going to go first? So is a question for a single team. Is it possible to have it? So if it's a single team, then I would say no, in my opinion. I know that you usually have a Scrum Master per team, and then they have this scrums of scrums where they kind of get together and just have a drink and have a party. So yeah, I would say no. I think it's a conflict of interest, but I think in a lot of places, project managers masquerade as Scrum Masters, which is always a disaster.
Absolutely. The Scrum Master versus product owner is a very important distinction. Product owner is a great role because Scrum Master is kind of making sure things are, kind of on a production line, whereas a product owner is somebody who's invested in that project. Product owners is always what I recommend to clients and everybody really over Scrum Masters, but they exist, so we've got to allow that. But I think most good Scrum Masters will be product owners.
Yeah, it's because not all projects can justify having a Scrum Master that's dedicated all the time to a project. Like there might not be a need. So sometimes a Scrum Master oversees multiple projects. But to have multiple Scrum Masters on a project, I don't know. I would think that maybe might be something wrong with the project. As in, does it need that much?
Over scrummed at that point.
Yeah.
At that point, you've got an entire football team of management, essentially.
And then SR asks, can a product manager be the Scrum Master? I would say no, but I know Stephen just said they could be. So I think it depends, probably in my opinion. I think if you can mix the hats, it's like saying developers should write tests. I agree. I think that's true. But the developers aren't the testers because it just doesn't work that way. And so I think a product manager could be a Scrum Master, but it's not ideal. You have a conflict of interest, I think.
Oh yeah. So the good thing about from actual commercial work that I've done, where there's been a product owner and a Scrum Master / project manager, and developers and QA has been the best bit of lubrication ever. Because if you're separated from the stress, not stress wrong word, if you're separated from the actual development, the product thing is like you actually demo the product to somebody. The Scrum Master makes sure that it's delivered on time. So I've seen really well-oiled projects with the Scrum Master and the product owner. So I'm with you on that one, Eddie.
I think I didn't realize it was actually under teams here and there's multiple Scrum Masters, which Andrew's just mentioned. I think in this case, because no one's working on the project full time, that's probably why they've got so many Scrum Masters. So I think if you're working on a project full time, you only want one Scrum Master. But when it's like an open source project where someone might disappear for a week or whatever and stuff like that, I think it's different. I think, if each of these people put in like a couple of hours a week, then you're going to have, multiple Scrum Masters. So I think it's a great question, but I didn't realize it was for this specific open source project. I was talking in kind of the purist kind of
maybe
point
sort
of
of
view.
a timeshare basis. We don't know. That'd be really good to know. It'd be a good note because many people will have the same question. If they're going to contribute to the project and maybe not done any commercial work yet. You may look at this and think that having 11 Scrum Masters is the thing. At the same time, the greatest is have a little one line of copy as to if it's like a timeshare or something.
Yeah, like which time zones they're in and when is their time, or they might just do it when they've got time. Andrew brings up a good point that Agile promotes change, so just see what works for the team. But what might work for the team is also very subjective, as in a project manager is going to be like, this works for the team because we met our deadline this week, but the technical debt has like quadrupled, and so it kind of it works for the team today but not tomorrow. So what works for the team is important, but it just needs to be not like one silly project manager that makes the decisions. Sorry for any project managers in the audience. I'm not. I am.
We love you really.
No, we don't. You're all fired. Wait a second. That sound effect is for project managers. It's a try again, fail sound effect. Right. Okay. I think we've put some points in. Anything else we wanted to check? So I think the README in also in the client could be updated as well, because this is just the React default one, I think, as well. So I think it could be probably improved potentially.
I just like that the Create React app, which is the boilerplate solution for React, gives you a README that's just not useful, especially because it promotes your React app being decoupled. That's just a personal gripe, really.
And as Alan says, PMs have left the chat. Alan, I must have missed.
Boris Johnson's gone.
I must have missed so many of your messages in the chat. I'm sorry. I think it's your logo being, kind of like, if I bring the YouTube over here for a second, it's dark, right? You'll see it's dark, and because your logo, your icon is dark, I seem to sort of miss it. So apologies, Alan. I haven't been ignoring you. And I hope you're doing well, because I know you've been really busy recently as well.
Yeah, shout out to Andrew with the idea of a mission statement. It's great to have a goal. I mean, like Simon Sinek says this in books, so I can paraphrase this. If you've set the goal, people will know what you're trying to achieve, and that includes the quality control as well. So,
It's true.
like one paragraph of your mission statement really makes a massive difference.
Yeah, that's true. I think it goes down to like personal branding and socials and stuff. Try and like niche down. I think is important. Is people will know they'll follow you because it's clear. Like for example, I need 2 more likes to reach 50 likes today. So if you haven't given us a like, give it a like so we can reach 50, and then I can go get my dinner as well because it's like dinner time in here. But while we're waiting for those 2 more likes, let's just finish off this repo. Anything else you'd like to add? It's got lots of. Have they used any discussions yet? They have started using discussions as well, which is good. We can check out the insights and the community tab as well. Oh, no code of conduct. Fail sound effect.
Second strike for Praveen.
And no license.
Oh wow. We can. It's proprietary then. Oh no, Praveen.
Well, if it's got
the course.
If it's got no
that's not really.
license, it falls back to because a lot of people in the audience will be thinking about this. If it's got no license, it means it falls back to GitHub's terms and conditions, which means people can fork your project and download it. I think, and there's some other little bits and pieces, but those are the two main things. It doesn't make it open source, and it doesn't make it private either. It's kind of in this weird grey area.
Never thought about that because all the products I have that are open source, we have the lawyers ready to decide what the license is. But so I've never been in a commercial situation where there's been no license. So I don't actually know what the opposite of not having license is. I know that for open projects, I guess it would be it's open to the public. I'm not a lawyer, basically.
Yeah, licensing is really
I
confusing. Oh, sorry, actually.
I just think like it's related to what Alan I think was saying in the Discord a few days ago, like the difference between open source and like free source as in free as in freedom of speech.
Sorry, can you say that again? You broke up. I couldn't. It wasn't very clear.
I think it's the difference between open source software and free software, free as in freedom of speech software.
True, and I always get so confused about that. Hopefully someone can write something in the chat that will help me clear it up, because there is a difference, you're right, and I always get confused.
We reached 50, by the way.
We reached 50. Okay, 51. Come on, just a little safety barrier, definitely. Okay, I'm gonna commit this and close it. We'll answer a few more questions in the chat, and then I think it's time for my dinner. Or actually, I might go have a quick workout in the gym, and I'll jump on Twitter Spaces while I'm in the gym, so we can continue chatting, everyone. But we have Aditya. I hope I pronounced your name right. Good to have you here again. Long time no see. I was streaming on Twitch a long time ago. I'm mainly focusing on YouTube now. How to prioritize issues and PRs. So you can prioritize issues if you go into a milestone, but otherwise you cannot prioritize them. So you can't drag and drop these. But if I haven't got a milestone, but if you have a milestone, you go into a milestone, you can click this and you can drag and drop them within there. The reason why I don't use milestones is because I use project boards like this. So I'll make this a bit smaller.
So that's how you promote the issues. The issue queue is that essentially the backlog at that point. When you have a project board, you can part of your issue could be to put it inside, suggest to put it inside the active development inside projects. I think and GitHub this is not so clear. Same as discussions. But really cool if you had like the code side and the project side. Maybe one day that'll happen.
Yeah, they're making improvements all the time. I'm sure there's going to be some exciting new features this year as well.
You won't be able to fit any more of those tabs after settings. It's just growing and growing. You have to consolidate at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. But I hope everyone's got their green square for today. It's Friday, and I hope everyone's getting their green squares planned for the rest of the weekend. If you do need some green squares, there are... we want some badges in my repo, and so you can review this repo, rate an issue with suggestions and ideas. But also we've got some good first issues. We've got let me share a link again as well. We have got some badges. We also want to include, there was something, GitHub Actions table in the README. So what you need to do is go to the actions here, and see what they're down on the left, and then it'd be great to have it in the README so people can kind of see, and also some improvements, some vision improvements to the README will be great as well. So do let us know. Stephen's got a green circle. Okay, it's broken. Radius 100%. Let's have a look. Yes, so if the project hasn't got an open source license in it, it will default back to the GitHub's T's and C's, which is not proprietary and is not open source. So it's just not clear. It's very gray. So it is important to make sure your project is clear. I think you should just make everything open source, like as permissive as possible.
MIT, Apache,
yes.
the main licenses. The great you have a great site. Is it unlicensed.com? Unlicensed or something?
Choose a license.
Choose a license. I don't know what unlicensed is. De-license the project, make it proprietary again. Sorry, pushing that. Yeah, so choosealicense.com.
Yeah,
amazing.
And then when you want to have a look, you can compare them and you can hover them and get more information about which one you kind of want. So do have a look at that. Choosealicense.com. But do check it out. But not having a license because you didn't choose to isn't great. So yeah, try and choose one that suits, and you might want to write one yourself or whatever. What is the Stargate repo objective? Good question. So this is a repo for my client, and if you can't understand what the repo is from the description and the README, then that's not good. I need to improve that. So thank you for that. But it's going to be a Discord bot that persists data in Stargate Serverless, which is a Cassandra database behind Stargate. So Stargate sits in front of Cassandra, and the reason for that is it's open source. Apache Cassandra is open source, Stargate is open source, but the reason for using Stargate in front of Cassandra is I can either use REST API, just REST kind of CRUD. I could use GraphQL, and I could use Cassandra native query, which you want to get really kind of complicated and low level you can. And the great thing is Stargate have just brought out Stargate Serverless, which means it's hosted for you and you only pay for what you use, although it has a massive, generous amount. I just found out it gives you $25 per month of free credit to use, which I found out, I need to pull up the numbers, but it was something like 30 million reads and like 5 million writes, and you can store about 40 gigs of data a month. Like, I mean, that's just crazy.
That's great. That's mind blowing.
Really,
especially
really
with the rights are where if you kind of start an open source project and you're trying to use things like Firebase and other platform as a service, do watch out for rights. The database, they're the killer. Reads are cheap, writes are dear.
Yeah, exactly. And so the idea is we've got EddieBot, but I want to potentially pivot this into that. I'm not sure yet, and do it a lot better. So we've got this gets deployed. So if you look, for example, now we've got loads of GitHub actions. The releases are created, as we showed earlier. You have the different releases. These are auto-generated with the changelog of the bug fixes and the features and all the rest. But not only that, we have a Docker container build as well, which the version will match. So you'll see the latest is 0.5.3. And what else? And we have it deployed to Kubernetes cluster. And then if I go to Discord, if I bring Discord over here, so you can see it on my screen, and I just go to, where is it? Bot chat. And if I do, you can see it already. Nick has done it earlier. If I make that bigger, oh, that's too big now. But if you see that, you can see Nick has done it earlier. Where is it? There was somewhere up here. I did see it. Where is it? Version. It was asking for the version that's been deployed. Okay, let me do it again. Exclamation mark Stargate version. Then you can see 0. Is it behind my head? No, it's not. 0.5.3. So everything's in sync. So when we merge into main branch, we get a release created with all the features, bugs, etc. The version number is bumped automatically. A Docker package is created, and it's also deployed to Kubernetes. So we did do a live stream on that earlier in the week or last week, but I will be doing a video on the deployment side later. So Stephen, if you do want to have a look and let me know if there's any improvements that can be made to that setup, that would be appreciated. And we do have sorry Stephen, I was going to say one last thing. We do actually have our documentation deployed as well, and so you can see that here as well from the docs folder. So that is all deployed. But I do need to put a version number. It's behind me here. But I need to put a version number at the bottom rather than the date and time. Sorry, Stephen, what were you going to say?
I've got to make sure that she's in Tailwind.
You love Tailwind. We will do a...
have a look at Stargate. The Docker file is 10%, which I do as DevOps appreciate if you look at the project for Stargate. So I will definitely get involved for that reason.
Nice. Well, as we do more coding, is it only mostly Hello World coding at the moment? As we do more, I think that's going to unfortunately decrease for you as well.
Yeah, sure. I've never seen. It's great.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Right, everyone. I think I want to say my byes. Let me see what I've missed in the chat. Then I'm going to have a look and see. So hopefully that answers your question about the Stargate repo. If nothing makes sense, please raise an issue on the repo and I'll make some improvements, or you all can make some improvements as well. Let's have a look. Andrew had a question with a client. Open source or not? Always open source, Andrew. Always. Otherwise,
proof of concept thing, though, Andrew. Yeah, I have a very similar thing. You know, people are scared of making proof of concepts live or public before they're shipped. I can kind of understand it to get to a point where it's not, you know, just so it's a beginner repository. You know, if Nike had I don't know, some shoe website and it was one commit, it looked terrible. So I guess the proof of concept thing, I can kind of understand that. But yeah, it's that's a thing for another time, I think.
Yeah, we'll have some focused conversations on these things, and especially in Twitter Spaces as well, because that just looks awesome. Okay, everyone, let's have a look. It's 20th of March already in IST. Get some rest, definitely. Raj, you've submitted an issue. Please review that. Raj, it's joined the queue, and we will get to it when we can. So it'll be in a future live stream. V, yeah, we're still going. I'm finishing. My tummy's rumbling. I'm hungry, and I want you all to go have a relaxing weekend. And just do me a favor, get a green square today. Add value to any project, and it will help you and your career in the long term. It's like brushing your teeth. So I'll say a big shout out to all the mods and Akshu and Stephen for joining on Radio Eddie as well. Anything either of you would like to say? And Alex, I see you're in the waiting room. I'm sorry I didn't add you. Let's add Alex real quick as well. But while I'm doing that, figuring out how to do it, Akshu and Steve, give yourselves a shout out. And any closing notes from you?
I was just trying to use Discord. I don't have permission for that. It's just drag and drop, I think.
I managed to. There's a move to option, so I managed to do it. So
welcome,
Alex here as well.
Hello, everyone. I just got free to go on Radio ID, but bit too late.
Yeah, we're just finishing up, fine. But you know, thanks for joining. You're always usually the first to join on Radio Eddie, so it's great that you gave other people a chance as well. But thanks for coming to say hi as well. So let's just have a quick run round. Akshu, what are your plans for the weekend?
Contributing to open source.
Yes. Okay, you need a sound effect for that. Definitely, victory sound effect. You can't hear it, but everyone in the live stream can. Stephen, what's your plans for the weekend?
Lots of networking, rewiring a flat. So yeah, I guess I'm getting. It'll help me open source things, of course.
Okay, cool. We'll give you a level up sound. Alex, what is your plans for the weekend?
I have a Discord bot to improve, so that's my plan for today. And again, it's open source, so it makes sense.
Yes. Awesome. That's cool. I need to actually work on my Battlesnake as well. I haven't done anything on that. I've got the automated tests working with Cucumber, but I need to work on that because I see some people doing some awesome stuff on their Battlesnakes.
Yeah, we should do a Battlesnake game.
We should do a Battlesnake live stream. Absolutely. I've got some Battlesnake giveaways still to give away. So yes, we need to do that. Maybe next week. Actually, what was that?
Give me a bit. Yeah, give me a bit. My snake is still an egg. So, take your time, please.
So, how is your snake doing? Did you say sorry?
Yeah, it's still an egg. I haven't had time to hatch it, so give me a bit.
Yeah, my snake is terrible. It's like a Hello World snake, but yeah, we should work on it. And what language is your snake written in? Is it Python?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so we'll get practicing and improving our snakes, and we can then have a battle on a live stream and see who wins. But not with like the good snakes, because mine's a bad snake. So I think you should make all your snakes bad as well. 'Cause mine just randomly moves at the moment and often kills itself. But I will work on it. And we'll do a live stream.
Yeah, definitely.
I've not looked at the battle
Such a fun-
snakes.
Go on. Sorry, Alex, go on first, and Steve can go afterwards. What was that? Sorry.
I said that the battle snakes are lots of fun, and coding and gaming is the ultimate combination.
Yes, and Stephen, what was that? What were you saying?
I have not looked at the battle snakes thing. I think I actually play on the money. If you have like a reason to code something like gaming or an interest, it really helps you get along with it. Does on a battle snake, does it matter how performant your code is, or is it steps?
It's steps, but it needs to respond within 500 milliseconds for your move to count. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, if you write it in, Java, JavaScript, Python, Rust, it doesn't really matter.
And if I can get an M1 battle snake, see if that can form.
See how it goes. We could maybe have a Kubernetes cluster that runs all of our battle snakes, and they're just continuously battling all the time, and then we can see how the scoreboard goes.
Until
that would be so cool.
The final battle snake countdown until the server node dies. That's the goal.
And then we're being reminded about GitHub raid. Okay, yes, we need to think about how we're going to do that. I don't know, raid people's open source projects and then give them lots of value and contributions and so forth. That could be an interesting one. I like that. We kind of do that on our live streams when we review stuff. Siddharth, great. Thanks for writing in the Discord chat. It's appeared on the screen. And for anyone who doesn't know what Battlesnakes is, go check it out. But I'm going to end with this explosion from my Battlesnakes video that I made, and then I will end the stream. Thanks. Andrew has volunteered to do his Battlesnake in assembly. So on that note, Battlesnake explosion, and I will see you all very soon. I'll chat to you in Discord between live streams and video. Give this video a thumbs up. We're on 53. Yes. Subscribe if you haven't already.
Do it.
It didn't work. It didn't work. Wait, let me try again. I had look. The more kit I have, the more for it to all go wrong. Wait a second. Let me try that again. Stupid explosion. Yes, worked.